Congressman Lance joins me now. Good afternoon to you.
Thank you very much for having me.
It takes a certain kind of person to be able to stand there and, you know what, and just take it and listen and respond. You're coming from another town hall this morning where I understand about 900 people showed up. Talk to me about these town halls. What kind of concerns and questions would you say have you been hearing the most?
I think there's concern across the board, and I understand that. I was very disappointed when Mitt Romney lost the presidency, and many of the constituents with whom I've met over the last 2 days in town halls are concerned because of the election of Donald Trump. And I'm a Republican, but I understand concerns, and I try to indicate to my constituents that I intend to represent everybody, Republicans, Democrats, and independents.
How do you explain this sudden outpouring of sentiment? I've heard people say, listen, we knew this was coming. You know, he campaigned on this. Republicans have been talking about this. Are your town halls usually this impassioned, or, you know, where did all of this come from? What would you say?
I think we have had an excellent turnout, and the turnout is larger than it has been in the typical town hall meeting. In 2009, in the summer, I had a town hall meeting largely of constituents who were represented by the Tea Party, and this is similar in some ways to that. A new president in 2009, a new president now in 2017. There were about 1,000 people this morning, as there were on Wednesday evening, and I want to reach out to everybody in the congressional district I serve, Sheinelle.
The president himself has suggested that these angry crowds are paid protesters. What do you think about that? Do you believe that, and why do you think the president continues to stick by this argument?
I don't believe anybody was paid this morning or at my town hall meeting Wednesday evening. I indicated at the beginning this morning that I believe nobody in the audience was paid, and I said, and if you had been paid, please report it on your income tax, because we need the tax revenue in Washington. And so I'm sure that the constituents were there to express concerns, and I think that's true across the country. I don't think there are very many paid in the audience, and in my audience I don't think there was anybody who was paid.
So then moving forward, you're hearing from all of these constituents. Has it changed your mind? What do you think Republicans should do after listening to all of these people who are talking about real life and death issues here? I mean, should they repeal, replace? What do you think?
I've always indicated on the president's health care policy, the ACA, that I favor repeal and replace, and we cannot repeal unless there's a replacement in effect. I don't want anyone to fall off a cliff. The word I've used recently is repair, and I've certainly heard that at town hall meetings, that we have to make sure moving forward that we amend the legislation in a judicious fashion, in a responsible fashion, and I think it's going to take some time. I don't think this is going to happen overnight. The president himself has said that it might take a year or into 2018. I think we should proceed with caution, but it does need major revision because the exchanges are collapsing and premiums are rising and deductibles are rising, and so we have a lot of work to do in that area.
Do you think fellow Republicans really quickly would agree with the word repair and revise, as opposed to just, you know, throwing it out, so to speak?
Yes, I think the consensus is growing that we have to reform it, and certainly not repeal it back to the situation that existed before it was put into place in 2010.
Congressman Leonard Lance, thank you for your time on this Saturday.
Thank you very much.